Erik and David, those betting magicians pitching mad numbers like surgeons' decisions. They got the stats playing minds like percussion. MLB predictions spark the discussion. Stacking cash high in Fenway's monster. Slinging wild bets like cowboy imposters. Reading those innings like Nostradamus. Wave the green hot streets like Bahamas. Spreadsheets everywhere, mathematician minds analyze the games, profits they grind, fastballs, curveballs, every pitcher's tail, in their heads, knuckleballs never fail. Erik reading numbers like tarot cards, David calling shots like all-star guards, money lines, parlays, come hit with precision, home run predictions, no intermission. High stakes, ballers cashing checks in. Rise with the bets, swinging from the pen. Erik and David, masters of the scoreboard. MLB bets and claim they hoard. High stakes, ballers cashing checks in. Rise with the bets, swinging from the pen. Erik and David, kings of the ledger. Baseball fortune, spread them like treasure.
Hello and welcome to Diamond Bets for June 14th. How is everyone doing? My name is Erik from eToff21 Sports, and we got David, aka Bettor DP21. David, how you doing today, my man?
Doing great, man. Took a trip down memory lane earlier today. Had a little nostalgia by test driving an old car of mine. I was looking at a new one in the area, right around the block, and it was just it was nice to be on a manual shift again. Test driving a Cobra out there, so that was a lot of fun. I also need to give a big shout out to my sister. Happy 39th birthday, sis. So when you get to listen to this, I love you. Hope you're having a great day.
I lost my AirPods.
That's the comparison of the day.
That's what I have going on. I lost my AirPods, and the highlight of my day is going to be when I crack open a Pacifico in about an hour and a half.
I like that.
That's going to be the highlight of my day. But we're not here to listen how great David is doing and how shitty I am doing. We're here to bet some MLB. Let's bring up what happened last week. David went 1-1, 3 and 2 plus 2.35 U. Lost the Yankees plus 1. Throws -0.5 plus 105. Myself, I went 1 and 1. Small profit on the day. Pushed the Yankees first 5, hit the Reds -0.5 for the first 5 at plus 110. It was a day too early on the Jays plus 190 to score for the first inning. But David did text me at 9:32 saying LOL Jays. So
I just said what happened to him, man. That's all. I wanted to make sure though through the weekend we did keep talking, making sure that he did bet that every day, and it did hit. So that's what matters.
It hit the next day for plus 210. So long term,
I did
out more money. So interesting slate of games. Interesting card today. Both you and I are a little disappointed. We're recording this. It's 5:22 right now Eastern time, and the Giants have the Pirates have yet to announce a starter. We're a little disappointed with that because we're both looking to attack that game. But let's start. You're starting with a big dog, my friend.
I am. I'm looking at the Tampa Bay at my Braves. I'm on the Tampa Bay side. I'm on Tampa Bay plus 192. This line is inflated. There's a lot of value on this line is why I'm playing this line, right? So as I'm looking at this, for anybody that's been paying attention, Atlanta's been on a skid. They were on pretty much a 9-day road trip though for themselves. They lost almost every single game on their road trip. Except for the last one of like each series pretty much. I was either the first game of the series against the Nationals that they won or the very last one against Baltimore. But either way, it was a tough sledding for Atlanta while they've been out on the road. That being said, what does that translate to? Translates to not hitting. Not a lot of offense in Atlanta right now. Over their last 3 games, they're averaging like 2.5 runs a game. Over the last series. And so, I don't bet on teams that can't put up runs on the opposite side of the ball. You got Tampa Bay, who right now, they came off of a good winning series against the Cubbies. And that being said, they are looking at themselves for, excuse me, they're looking at themselves of averaging closer to 4 runs a game right now. Now, the way that I look at this is I'm trying to bet on teams that can hit, score runs, produce that offense, right? We want to make sure that we're betting on teams that are scoring runs and, being efficient about it. So, looking at this a little bit deeper, we get into the bullpens. They're very much equal. Each of them have about an available bullpen of a whip of about 1.3 going into tonight's game. We got Littell going for the Tampa Bay side. He's got an average whip of about 1.4 of his last 3. Chris Sale looking at about a 1.2. He got rocked around in just one of his, not his last start, but the start before it for himself. So, that is just something also to keep in mind is Chris Sale can be hit as effective as a year as he has had. Good hitting teams coming in against a, struggling pitcher. He can be knocked around a little bit. So, there's just too much value on this line for me to pass up. Definitely want to put my money with the team that's able to put up the offense, and that is the Tampa Bay over Atlanta right now.
I like it. I was actually looking at that one, but didn't pull the trigger. Maybe it's because I lost the Mavericks -1.5 for the first half because PJ Washington didn't pass the ball to Lively after the steal when he's right underneath and decided to miss the front end of the one, so they only won by 1. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Didn't have the gusto. Went the little safer way. I took the Giants -0.5 for the first 5, even money. Anderson is going on the mound for the Angels. I think he's terrible. I think Anderson for the Angels is terrible. 0-2, 3.55 ERA, 1.26 whip for June. Fastball is below 90 miles per hour. And I'm all about stuff kind of evening out. That's my big thing. Shot regression in NBA. And I kind of always look at like stranded rate. Do you have any guess what his stranded rate is right now?
No.
87%, second best in the league. So
Wow.
that means people are getting on, they're just not scoring.
I was going to say, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it means
stranded. Yeah.
He's due for, oh shit, this is a big blow up. And right. I think it's going to happen because when we look at the Giants for the year, they're the 8th best hitting team against left-handed pitching. For the month, they're the 5th best team against left-handed pitching. So I think we're going to see the Giants get to Anderson. I really like the kid Howard that the Giants have going on the mound. Angels are struggling against right-handed pitcher for the month. I think he's going to shut them down. I think the Giants are going to be able to get to Anderson. So I'm going to take the Giants here. -0.5 for the first 5 at even money.
I love it. I mean, actually, my model's even got Giants for the full game. My projected odds for the Giants, actual true odds for the Giants are -200. So, you're getting them still like public money right now is sitting at -145, somewhere in that range. But, to your point, like there's a lot of value on that line.
Next one, my friend.
Yeah. So looking at the next game, I'm looking at Oakland versus Minnesota. So again, my theme is always look for the teams that are hitting against the teams that are not, with great starting pitching to line up where we can. And that is Minnesota all day here. Minnesota, right now is my number 1 overall offensive ranked team walking into this series. Over their last 3 games, they're averaging 9 runs a game, through their series that they just completed. So, they're in really good form. They also got Simeon Woods Richardson going on the mound for them. He's looking great. Over his last 3, he's throwing a whip of 1. Right at 1. The bullpen themselves as well is also in really great form, under 1 at 0.96. So, you're talking about great starting pitching across the board with the number 1 overall rated offense walking into this series. I know they just played last night as well and took that first game. So, from where this perspective lies, it's the fact that Oakland On the opposite end, though, they are my they are my number 20th ranked team. So I mean, the disparity there in the offense is really where this comes down to, right? I mean, they have a good pitcher with Mitch Spence going on the mound for them this evening. He's in good form too. I just think that Minnesota's offense is too much for them to hold down.
To say Oakland's been bad this month is like to say I'm having a good day. Just something that's just completely wrong.
That is very fair.
To say I was playing
insult to injury. Yeah.
I was playing around with some numbers. They are batting 188 against left-handed pitching against right-handed pitching for the month of June. I like that one a lot. My next one, going up to Milwaukee, I'm taking the Reds and Brewers over 7.5. Let's look at the starting pitching. Green for the Reds, last 5, 3.94 ERA, 0.103 whip. Pretty good. Last 3 ERAs up to 4.82, 1.12 whip. Perella for the Brewers, last 5, 4.85 ERA, 1.27 whip. Last 3, 4.5 ERA, 1.35 whip. Neither one's really look good, especially Freddie for the Brewers, getting a lot of Cy Young buzz when the season first started. Last couple games, he has not looked good at all. Brewers for the season, second best offense versus right-handed pitching, 12th best for the month of June. Reds, 5th best offense for the month of June. And this stat is the one that absolutely blew my mind. For the year, guess who's been the best? How can I word this? Guess which team's games has gone over the most against right-handed pitching for the whole year?
The Reds.
The Brewers, 62% to the over against right-handed pitching with a 19.5% ROI.
That's an impressive ROI.
I mean, that is a phenomenal ROI. They're hitting righties well. The Reds are hitting righties well. We have both pitchers with a good name that really haven't been performing well up to the standards that they used to. I think this is a sneaky over. I'll take the Reds and Brewers over 7.5. And rumor has it, I'm going to be up at the MKE tomorrow, guys. So if you guys see me up there and you want to buy me a beer, that's fine. But if you don't want to buy me a beer, just don't fucking talk to me. I'm kidding. If you see me come up, say hi. We'll shoot the shit for a little bit.
Yeah, I really, really like this play as well. To your point, I mean, you actually hit on a lot of things when I looked at this game earlier that I was thinking about and why I didn't actually take it. From my perspective, the Brewers definitely don't have the best offense. To your point, though, like I was looking at these pitchers' form, and you're right, Freddie Peralta not in great form coming into this. Big name, started off the year real hot. Was keeping the ball down, but over recent performance, like you said, over this month, he's definitely someone you can get at. And right now, my average that my model showing is 8.5. So anytime that I can see an advantage with a trend for overs and such, it is definitely to be able to play that in MLB with something around a 7. So because you have a trendier average to actually complete the over from that perspective, because the average scoring I think right now is 9 across MLB. So you can definitely find the advantages there, and mostly that average is because of all the blown bullpens at the end of these games, if anybody's been paying attention.
Next bet, where are you going, my friend?
Yeah, so last game that I'm looking at on the board for today is going to be Chicago White Sox at Arizona Diamondbacks. So, the way that I look at this again, same theme as always, looking for teams that can hit. I got Arizona ranked as my number 3rd overall offense walking into this series. And so the way that I've lined this up, on the opposite end, Chicago White Sox are my number 29 overall ranked offense coming into this game. So huge disparity in the offense of where these two teams are going in different directions right now. That being said, their bullpen for the Sox is also, available bullpen is showing a whip of 1.6. I think I've always said that to anybody, anything over a 1.4, they are not in great form. They're giving up runs. So definitely something where like I look at this and go, wow, they're going to give up a lot of runs toward the end of the game, as well as looking at the starters in this game as well. The way that this is lining up, we got Flexen on the mound for the White Sox. He's actually been in better form. So, I mean, if this is going to stay close, it'll stay close early. But again, when you have a hot hitting team such as Arizona coming into this, they usually get after good pitching, no matter how good the pitching is. They'll just turn over the batting order really well for themselves. So, that is something that I definitely, look for a lot with these teams that are scoring runs quickly and easily. On the opposite end, Ren Nelson's going for Arizona. Now, he's not in as great form. He is definitely right on my cusp with the whip of 1.4. So, I definitely could see this one, early. But again, the disparity in these offenses is just too great for me to pass up. Got to go with Arizona here. And the way that the White Sox have somehow found ways to lose these games recently is just, beyond me. So
That's awesome. I love it. I love watching. It's like kind of like a car wreck. You kind of like just kind of slow down, watch it a little bit, and then you're like, okay. You know what I mean? Like
you just see it's coming. It's just coming.
It's just the best thing you can do is if you see them get up, just immediately live bet them. I mean, that's what I did against the when they played Milwaukee last week. Yeah, it was last weekend. That's what I did last weekend. They got up and or maybe it was 2 weekends ago, and then just immediately looked to fade them. I do want to ask you a question though. And one of the games I was seriously looking at was I was looking at the Astros Tigers game.
Oh, I was looking at that one so hard.
And I really, 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 really want to take the Astros for the first 5, but I couldn't do it. I really want.
So
really,
I have Detroit's offense ranked higher. I believe they are in my top 10. Let me just double check real quick. They are my overall number 6 offensive team walking into this series.
I have them high against right-handed pitching.
Okay.
Because Hunter Brown was down, and I think he's awful. But the Astros have been good against left-handed pitching, so that's why I kind of backed away. But if there was a left-hander going for Astros, I would have been all over them. I just wanted to see where your head was for the game.
Yeah, I mean, my money was going to go to Detroit, like straight up money line, whatever that was. I'm pretty sure they're almost like even money. I mean, it's essentially looking like a 50-50 pick'em game, the way that the books have it right now, I think, for the lines. So, yeah, I think it's like minus 102, minus 105 for Detroit, minus 115-ish for Houston. Like that's a pick'em. I mean, but my money was on Detroit. Just again, I hold the offensive higher, category higher, and so that was where I put it. And Skubal is in great form. Brown's in good form. The difference maker here is going to be the offense, and I give it to Detroit.
Dude, I almost pulled the trigger. I didn't do it.
No.
Didn't do it.
I actually expected to hear that one from you. This was kind of why I was like, let me hear what you got first.
Maybe Verlander. No, it's Verlander on the mound. Excuse me. Verlander's on the mound.
It's Brown.
Brown, they pushed him back?
Yeah.
When I first looked this morning, it was Verlander. So I guess that means I pushed him back. My next one, even though I am wearing my Tigers hat to support my team, did a player prop. Give me Caldanario over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Over this, 2 of the last 3 of the last 5. This month against righties, 419, 14 of 36 runs, 10 RBIs. He's gone over this total in 7 of 10 games this month. With his success versus right-handed pitching and Peralta's form declining, struggling his last 3 to 5 starts, I think Caldanario Candelario is going to be able to go over this. I think this is going to be a high scoring affair. So I'll take Candelario over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at plus 120. So little juice in that bad boy. Little juice in that bad boy. David, I would like to thank you for coming on, talking a little shop. Really enjoyed doing this with you. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, my friend?
Yeah, thanks. As always, look for me on Twitter, Instagram, post some plays throughout the week where I can. Better DP21. Appreciate the time as always, E.
All right, man. Let's make some money. And you know what? Enjoy your life of like driving Cobras, and I'll be looking for my AirPods for the next year and a half. So good luck, man.
Thanks, brother. Good luck
soon, man.
Absolutely.